Awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining the Fall In Hackathon podcast. You guys just did our recent April benefit hackathon, benefiting the people of Ukraine. You guys won second place. DropShop. Um, Spencer, you're the team leader. Why don't you kind of kick it off and tell us a little bit about yourself and the project?
Yeah, my name is Spencer Rhodes. I'm a UX UI designer. First time doing a hackathon with Fall In and Zencaster, and yeah, met up with Ebtisam and Montasser, and they pitched a really great idea, and I got excited just out of the get go.
Awesome. And then Eptisam, do you want to give your background and how you got involved as well?
Sure. I'm Ebtisam. I'm a computer science PhD student at George Mason. I came across Fallen, I think, on Google, and I thought it was pretty cool, so we signed up for it. I told Muntasser about it, and yeah, that's kind of how we found out about this hackathon.
Cool. And then what's your background? I remember you introduced yourself. You're a PhD student, is that right?
Yeah.
Very awesome. Yeah. What are you working on?
So this semester I'm working on some interdisciplinary projects. Right now I'm working on reducing barriers to access in healthcare for Virginia.
Very cool. Sweet. And so, how did you guys come up with the idea for this project?
Muntasser,
So,
do you want to take that?
sure. So basically, uh, first of all, we were motivated by the objective of the hackathon to help people in Ukraine and to help in general expand to helping people in disaster affected and areas. Um, and we were really motivated by the fact that a lot of people do want to contribute in a meaningful way, and sometimes it's just not feasible for making a direct contribution when you're not really sure who's doing what on the ground and what kind of impact your donations might have or your outreach might have. And this kind of coupled with the idea that we do have a lot of uh, a lot of people with some kind of digital communication or access still in Ukraine and in general in other areas like this, where they might need some immediate assistance in forms of small amounts of supplies or even with day-to-day purchases. And this could be definitely facilitated by using technology that we have that sometimes we almost take for granted. For example, like um, uh, DoorDash, Postmates, or Uber Eats, and combining this technology with the available resources at hand. I think that really motivated me to think about this in a different way, and that's when I pitched this idea out, and we kind of fleshed it out over a couple of days when we were talking about how could we make the most impactful platform. And once that happened, we
Looks
started
like
thinking of
I
features,
guess
and
audio
that's
hiccups here, um, which we're sort of used to with the hackathon. Spencer, do you want to kind of take it from here? Oh, we're in
Yeah,
Luxor.
I'll try to pick up where when Tosser left off. When the idea was pitched to me, it really seemed like the basic idea here was, in a disaster situation, in a natural disaster, war zone, crisis situation, right? You may not have internet access, but in a lot of cases, some people still have, the texting ability. So SMS based um, charity really is just how to sign up to receive help. As the verification process begins by sending in a text message. A user sends in a text message. If their area code, their phone number is associated with a area in crisis, it kind of expedites the process of verifying them, right, as a real person in need. Then they send in a selfie, just kind of, again, verifying they're a real person, they're in need, and then that's going to kind of connect them to a network of available aid, whether that's a charity that's already got boots in the ground, Red Cross, International Red Cross, Red Cross Society of Ukraine, depending on the area we're working in, right? And then it's also the next kind of idea that stemmed from it was how do we reignite the community? How do we keep money, services, vital funds pumping, through the economy? Like in Ukraine, shop owners can't keep their doors open, but they might still have supplies that they didn't move off the shelves. People in Ukraine need those supplies. So it's getting funding to those shops, getting those supplies into the hands of the people that need them. So it's just kind of grew off of his one idea of SMS based, signing up for need. And it's just kind of spiraled. So hopefully it's something that could be used in Ukraine, but also in any disaster zone, right? Like if there's a tornado somewhere in the world, or earthquake, tsunami, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds like it's already robust, and I'm glad it's already out there. You never know what can kind of spring up. I mean, Zencaster itself was born out of a hackathon, and it's doing pretty well nowadays. Yeah, I'm curious. How did you become the team leader? Was there a process for that? Was it random? What was that?
It was pretty random. It was the three of us that joined. There was one other who joined, and then she kind of fell off. Michaela Leatherland, she did contribute a little bit, and then there was two other teammates who joined but didn't really contribute, and they just kind of disappeared. But Michaela did contribute to some code and set up the repository. But yeah, with the three of us, we were just kind of kicking the can back and forth between each other who's going to be the team leader. Didn't really seem like anybody wanted to do it. And Ebtisam kind of at one point got voluntold. Just kind of filled her name in on the slide and then felt bad. And then took her name off the slide. Didn't want to make her do it. So yeah, it was really just kind of random.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't think there was like
did you guys know each other before the hackathon, or did you guys meet up at the hackathon? Well, what's that been like?
We literally met up at the hackathon. We reached out, and
so
then
I was new to this group. Ebtisam, I don't know if you and Montasser want to share. I think you guys shared with me that you'd done some previous hackathons together.
Yeah, can you hear us? Hello?
I don't know if we have their audio still or not. They might have lost him.
Might have lost him.
I know they had shared with me that they had met doing a hackathon, and they had done quite a few of these together. So, this was my first encounter with the two of them, but sounds like they've done this before.
Cool. And then, how did you hear about it again?
So my good buddy Stedman.
Oh, nice.
Through my good buddy Stedman.
Nice. Yeah, that guy's really cool. How do you guys know each other?
So I'm a fellow V-schooler. I went through V-school, Stedman. Stedman also associated with that program. Yeah, I went through V-school myself. Yeah, both veterans. So did you do the UI or the coding side? I did the coding side. Spent my time over there. They had their barrack situation going on. I think nowadays, it's all online, if I'm not mistaken, or it's like a hybrid situation or something. No, it's 100% online. They do have a space. They do have a space downtown that you can go to, kind of a hub situation. But yeah, they're not there permanent. It's mostly all online. It's really grown, remote, kind of coast to coast, students all over. It's kind of cool. Yeah, definitely. So, hey. Yeah, we got you now. Definitely. Oh, wow. Very cool. I am getting some error pop-ups on my end, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we're able to record this. But yeah, very cool. I guess let's just keep talking about it. Do you guys have a favorite, segment of the program?
I try to fill it with like guest speakers and workshops and things like that. Were you guys just like heads down most of the time, or did you guys get to check out some of the? Yep. Yeah. Do you have anything to add there, Spencer?
Yeah, that platform. What was that again? Frame. That was
FrameVR.io.
Yeah, that was outstanding. That was my first encounter with that. That was really, really cool to kind of play around with and learn a lot of cool stuff. With the hackathon. But I did get to attend quite a few of those guest speakers and seminars. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name, the former Marine officer. Oh,
Brian
geez, I'd
Barry.
have to. Yeah, Brian Barry. He gave an outstanding talk. Um, a lot of it, honestly. Yeah, I think mostly I was really just intrigued by the guest judges, the Ukrainian nationalists that we had contributing and offering their advice. Just getting some of that real time advice from somebody in a situation, like they're in. Just really
Yeah.
humbling to hear their personal stories, and then also get that kind of feedback of what would actually be beneficial to them.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm always like surprised who's going to show up. I never know who's going to show up from where. And I think this event we had more attendees from all over the world. I think obviously from not just from Ukraine, but um, South Korea, India, um, and another country, I believe. But yeah, it's so fascinating how it just reaches like the corner of the earth here. Um, Sweet. And I'm also curious. So, Spencer, you were in the Marine Corps, I presume. Did you hit up V school like right after you got out, or um, did you
No,
do something else?
No, it's been a minute. So I was in the Marine Corps from 2006 to 2012.
Nice.
Separated
Oh,
after
that's when
some
I got out.
medical. Yeah, separated after some medical stuff. Otherwise, I was probably going to be in there for a little bit longer. But I got out. I went to school, tried to use some of my GI benefits. I was studying like graphic design. Just wasn't happy, And at the time, going through college, I was a server bartender and kind of got sucked into the management role of the restaurant industry because I had kids and I needed insurance and just more than a student. So I kind of left school and pursued that career. And after several years in the restaurant industry, being a restaurant manager, it wasn't the lifestyle that I was wanting to pursue anymore. So we're actually, ironically, right before the pandemic really erupted in our state, I had stepped down from a general manager position and was looking at schools. And then the pandemic started. And the restaurant industry, as you know, is not quite the same since. So I think it was good timing. But yeah, ever since then, I've just been studying online, trying to do things like these hackathons to gain experience and break into that tech industry.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess like to kind of wrap things up here, do you guys have any critical feedback for the hackathon that we can use to improve? Um, this was our fourth time, and it seems like we have repeating users that are coming in and hearing some great things. So, and we're always trying to improve and iterate. Um, yeah, do you guys have any critical feedback here? Sounds good. Yeah. Go ahead, please. Awesome. Yeah, you're not the first group to tell us about kind of shifting to Discord. Um, yeah, I'll have to kind of experiment with that. Spencer, do you have any critical feedback I can use to improve here?
Let's see. I love Frame. I actually like Slack. I'm not super familiar with Discord, but I think that's a user preference thing. But I'd always love to learn a new tool. So let's get on Discord. Why not? Um, I would say the one piece that I would like to see more of is more maybe more interaction between the teams. There seemed like everyone kind of had their head down, worked their own thing. I liked the rooms that Frame had, where each team had their own room, but then it turned out that each team was just kind of doing their own thing, going to either Discord or their own Slack channel or Zoom link or whatever. So to keep the interactivity of it, alive is just maybe switch to Discord, having one platform, more interactive activities, stuff like that.
Good deal. Sweet. All right, guys. Any sort of last comments or questions or anything I can help clarify? Thanks, Muntasar. Eptisam and Spencer, yeah, appreciate you guys' time. And yeah, we'll end the podcast now.